It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we've got the two teams who met in Super Bowl 22. It's the Washington Commanders and the Denver Broncos under the lights on Sunday night.
Just across I-25 from downtown Denver, the usual 76,000 fans have made their way to Phillips Power Field at Mile High, the home of the Broncos. So good to have you with us, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson here in the booth. Carter, these are a couple of teams that struggled a year ago, finished out of the playoffs. They were under 500, but that's what you love about the NFL. A new season brings renewed optimism.
Absolutely, and really, Mike, a lot of new faces at critical places. I mean, there is a lot of new pieces to the puzzle here, both coaching staff and the roster of players. They believe last year is over. They do not think there is any correlation between the squad they're planning to put on the field today and that one that we saw really go through some growing pains and struggles just a year ago.
All right, we're just about set for football. The crowd is definitely ready. So are we. Off we go on EA Sports. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Here comes the Denver offense, set to take over for the first time. They'll be led by the man from Oregon who started his career at Auburn, quarterback Bo Nix.
Well, it didn't take long for Bo Nix to establish himself as a bona fide starter in this league, winning the position with the Broncos as a rookie. He has all the intangibles, but really what sticks out the most, Mike, is the amount of starts he made in college. It's kind of similar to Brock Purdy. Very experienced at the college level. Let's see how that carries over here to the NFL level.
A first carry for the former Tar Heel, Javonte Williams. He'll move the pile forward. Let's give him a couple. Frankie Louvu there to make the play defensively. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. From the shotgun, here's Nix. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can draw up all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
He's got his receiver. It's Cortland Sutton. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Every staff in the league that understands if we have to play a rookie quarterback, regardless of their talent, regardless of how high they were drafted, the ideal situation is to fill that huddle with as many veteran players as possible. The quarterback's going to be young. He's going to make some mistakes. The more veteran, talented guys around him, the easier it is to weather those mistakes.
And Nix with the wise move there at the end, sliding to a stop, but he's got the first down. Taking advantage of the room to run, a gain of 19 on the scramble.
This has been a great drive, and mostly at the hands of the man with the ball there. He thought about pulling the trigger on that one, thought better of it, decides to take off with his legs, and now he's going to have 1st and goal.
They'll run. It's Williams. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down. One more time for Williams. A dive, and he's in! Javonte Williams. Touchdown, Broncos. Exactly the way they scripted this one. A beautiful opening drive, Greg. Able to find the end zone on the game's first possession.
And Mike, the word that comes to mind looking at that drive is execution, and that's exactly what they talked about all week long. They wanted to come out early in this game and establish an early rhythm, and that's exactly what they did with that touchdown drive.
So now after the touchdown, Luck's going to send this one away. Now return coming from the 7. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Washington offense going to make their way to the field for the first time. They are led by the former Heisman Trophy winner out of LSU, Jaden Daniels.
I think we're seeing this so often now in the modern NFL is quarterbacks who can hurt you both improv as a scrambler and also with designed runs coming out of the huddle. So this is a tricky situation. Guys who can run with this kind of speed, you have to be very careful how you pass rush them. You're not just rushing to a spot. It's not just an X behind the center. You got to try to corral him and keep him in the pocket because when he escapes, big plays are to be had.
And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
This is how you draw up your opening possession when you're on the road. The longer the drive goes, the quieter the crowd gets. Continue to mix in that run game. Let's see if they can finish off by putting this ball in the end zone.
On 1st and 10, here's Daniels. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
So you come back out here after watching the opposing team score first, and what you want to do is you got to establish a little early rhythm and get the drive started. Get a little positive energy into that huddle, and what hopefully starts out good ends with you being able to get some points of your own.
On 2nd down, it's Daniels. That one is brought in by Terry McLaurin. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
Now this looks like a design run, and he'll take this forward only to about the 46-yard line.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
Off the RPO, they'll get it to Brown. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. They go 5 receivers for 3rd down and 4. From the shotgun on 3rd down, Daniels. He'll try and get there on the ground. Give him 11 on the scramble and give them a new set of downs.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on 3rd down. Starts out as a pass. Nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner, picks up the 1st down.
And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They'll go again with Robinson. And he'll get this inside the 20. A nice run. They're in the red zone. It's 1st down.
Second down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
On first down, right back to Robinson. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's a 2nd and 6. Another run here for Robinson. And the Commanders have got a 1st and goal coming up. He's out of bounds at the 9-yard line.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
They'll run with Robinson. He'll get a yard or 2 to the 8. 2nd and goal. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Ball is at the 8 for 2nd and goal. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. And he churns out some of the hard yards in this area of the field, working it to the 3-yard line. Third and goal. 3rd and goal. It's Daniels. And he gets to the outside and takes it in. Jaden Daniels. Touchdown, Washington.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down to score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score in the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop, and they come over with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
Austin Seibert now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Commanders come right back to tie it at 7. Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. On the return, here comes Marvin Mims. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Broncos offense going to take over now for the 2nd time. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. A tight end in motion now. The drive begins with a run by Williams. And a good piece of running there. He'll get about 9 yards past the 35-yard line. Second and a yard. They'll go play action with Nix. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend, so give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
And it looks like he's got enough for the first down. Let's wait for the mark. Yes, that run, that's enough to move the chains. So a big third down hookup takes us to the break. Pair of sevens on the scoreboard. Greg and I back in Denver in just a moment. So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Now Nick's going to look to throw. Here's a screen set up to Williams. Now a 3rd and 2. He'll try to run for it with Williams. And he's got it. Good work there to take it to the 47 and set up first down.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the first down, and they're able to convert.
1st and 10. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. On first down, right back to Williams. And he is fortunate to get past the line of scrimmage. Call it a yard at most. The veteran Bobby Wagner in there on the stop. Here's a 2nd and 9. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. And that one's incomplete, but a late flag comes in. Looked like he might have gotten there early. Slot man in motion right. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game.
That's in the end zone and intercepted. Picked off by Jeremy Chin.
So you find yourself entering the red zone. Mike, it's hard to not start envisioning scoring a touchdown. Well, that interception, it changes everything. This is a huge missed opportunity. You have to capitalize and find a way to hang 6 on the defense.
The Commanders' offense about ready to get going on their second possession. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with 1st and 10. They'll go play action here with Daniels. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
On second down, it's a run with Robinson. Can he get away? No! He's taken down behind the line. Good job by the defense with a negative play.
This is what every defense in the league is shooting for, Mike. Negative plays. That's how you kill drives. Force teams to play from behind the sticks. Great job here, taking them down for a loss.
They come to the line needing 11 here on third down. Now a screen going to be set up for Robinson.
The initial reaction is, how does this quarterback not throw the ball past the first down line to gain to try to extend this drive? And the reality is, because they've already decided they're going to go for it on fourth down.
On fourth down, the Commanders going to send out their veteran Tress Way to punt. The Broncos have Marvin Mims out for the return. A fair catch called and taken right at the 30-yard line. Javonte Williams heading out with the Broncos for their next drive. They'll do so with 1st and 10. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And the defense all over this one. They knock them down. It'll go down as a loss of 2.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Now, a second down throw for Nix. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Nix now to throw it here on first down. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
Here's 2nd and 6. Throwing is Nix. He'll find his tight end. That's Troutman. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback, but the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Second down. Nix. They'll look to set up the screen here. He is in. Javonte Williams. Touchdown, Denver. His 2nd TD of the game, and this one gives his team the lead.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback, and I think this is a great example here. 2 guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
The kick by Lutz is good. And the Broncos will move out to a 14-7 lead. So now after the touchdown, Lutt's going to send this one away. He'll start at the 2. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Here comes the Washington offense now. They get set to take over. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. This is caught down that right sideline. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line. A big play there for Washington. 36 yards. Two minutes to go here till halftime. Greg and I return to Denver after this. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. And that ball intercepted by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Here's Nix to throw. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
On 2nd down, it's Nix. That'll be caught by the running back, Williams. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage.
Just nowhere to go once he catches this ball. You see, he's doing everything in his power to make guys miss and break tackles. I think he ended up doing a little bit too much because he ends up going backwards.
Nix from the gun on 3rd down. He connects with Mims. And he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. The Broncos bringing out their punter. Olamide Zaccheaus deep to return. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Commanders offense ready to take over possession of the football. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. Daniels now going to look to throw. Open man downfield is Brown. And he's going to take this one all the way. Touchdown, Washington. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
Here's Seibert now for the point after. It's up and through. And the Commanders will tie things up. We are all even at 14. So back to level after the touchdown. And time for the kickoff. Here's Tremon Smith on the return. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Broncos offense and Javonte Williams getting set for this next possession. And he's been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers here in the first half. This defense is going to need to find a way to key in on him because he's eating them up right now. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Nix. That's out to the flat, and it's complete.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
Throwing, Nix. A throw left side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Cortland Sutton, the intended receiver, and it'll be 3rd down.
Timing and trust. Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. The Commanders' offense going to take over here in the last minute of this first half. This one, everything we could have hoped for to this point. All even at 14. They'll start this drive with 1st down. Here's Daniels. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
On 2nd down, it's Daniels. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Based on the routes downfield, it looked like the protection was designed to give the quarterback a little bit more time to wait for things to uncover downfield. So give credit up front to the defensive line. Immediate pressure early speeds up the quarterback's clock. He's got no choice than to get rid of it, probably a little bit earlier than he would have preferred.
Now a timeout here by Washington. That is their 2nd. The clock is stopped for 26 seconds until the break. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. Quick throw, taken in, and that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Throwing is Daniels. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. From the shotgun on 3rd down, Daniels.
I know this play results in an incomplete pass, but I think this is a really good job by the quarterback. His clock was going off. He felt that rush. He had no immediate target to go to with the ball. Instead, throw it away. Don't take the sack. Live for another day.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. And they'll elect not to run another play. Instead, just take a knee and take this on into the locker room. So we'll take a breath. We're at the half, and it has been an intriguing game to this point. As we send you to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman. He's got the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Michael, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the Halftime Report. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
All right, Coach, second half, drawing near. Glad to have you back with us here on EA Sports. Could not ask for more from that first half. All even as we begin quarter number 3. This will be returned from the 6. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Commanders' offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Now Daniels. He finds the veteran Ertz. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Here's a designed run. And he's going to be close to a first down, up to the 34. Third and a yard. Third and a yard. It's Daniels. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and let's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The Broncos offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. This one to the tight end, Trotman. And he's going to be taken down at the 37.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
On the give, it's Williams. And he gets this up close to the 40. The veteran Bobby Wagner in there on the stop. Second down and 8. Now Nick's going to look to throw. Off he goes. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
On first down, here's Nix to throw. That one caught Devon Vele.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Second down and 3. Back to throw is Nix. Got it into the hands of Mims. 19 yards on the pickup for number 19. And it's a first down.
It's pretty evident, Mike, when a quarterback and his wide receiver are operating on the exact same page. The anticipation, the timing, the accuracy of both the route and the ball. And when they're working together like this, that's the definition of teach tape.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll throw. It's Nix. That one a bit high, but it's complete. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
And the Broncos are going to be looking at a 1st and goal. They move it down to the 4.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone, because it's 1st and goal.
They'll send a tight end in motion. Here's a run.
Heck of an effort by this runner, Mike, just to get back to the line of scrimmage. I think most backs around the league, that play would have resulted in a loss, but not this guy. Continued to fight, continued to do everything he could to prevent the loss, but it still stopped for no gain.
Line of scrimmage remains the 4-yard line. It's 2nd and goal. To throw is Nix. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They went for it all on that one and just a little bit off. Ball winds up hitting the ground. They've got to move forward. The opportunities are out there. Better execution, better location, and they got some big plays in their future.
Big play coming up. 3rd and goal. Throwing is Nix. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away. Job number 1 on this drive, find a way to get the lead. They, of course, would have loved to score a touchdown, Mike, but 3 points here, that's a pretty good consolation prize as it moves him out in front.
So following the field goal, Lutz is back out to kick it away. From the 6, here comes a return. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. On 1st and 10, here's Daniels. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. On the ground, it's Robinson. Trying to shove his way forward, but brought down after a gain of a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Play action. Here's Daniels. He's got his tight end. There's Ertz. And he is out of bounds all the way down at the 35-yard line. That's 2 catches on this drive. This one for 23 yards.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big game.
Now Daniels throwing on 1st and 10. Now he takes off. Good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a 1st down.
We've seen this quarterback have some effective plays with his legs all game today, Mike. He knows when to stay in there and look to pass, but he also knows when it's time to tuck it and go, and he's able to pick up good yardage there.
Off the play fake, here's Daniels. Quickly to the outside and complete. And he will get into the end zone. Zach Ertz, touchdown Commanders.
We're seeing this so much all across the NFL, Mike, is the value placed on a receiver being able to turn into a runner after they're able to secure the catch. And sometimes it's easier said than done. But if you want to survive in this league as a wide receiver, you have to be able to make plays like this after the catch. And great job there by the quarterback being accurate, and great job by the receiver running after he makes the catch.
Seibert out now for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Commanders move out in front by 4. It's 21-17. Seibert now following the touchdown. He's out to kick it away. On the return, here's Mims. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Broncos offense headed back to take over once more. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. They send him right out of the slot. Right away, they'll try a jet sweep. Nothing doing there. He'll go down behind the line.
Great job by the defense seeing this jet sweep unfold. They're able to get right to the point of contact and take this guy down for a loss.
2nd and 11. Here's Nix to throw. He'll find his tight end. That's Troutman. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 9 and 3rd down coming up.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
He finds Mims. It's complete. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Here's 1st and 10. Williams gets it on the draw. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Give them 12 on that one. They are on the march. Another 1st down. So we are through 3. And Sunday Night Football continues after this. Nix now on 1st and 10. He'll take a shot here for the end zone. That is knocked away, incomplete. Good coverage there defensively, all over him. And it'll be 2nd down.
It's hard to play that ball any better than the way that defender did right there. I mean, to stay patient throughout the entire play and make sure that not only are you in prime position to make it, but then once the ball is there, attack it, knock it down, and save a touchdown.
It's out wide. They're trying the tight end screen.
Truth be told, the tight end probably would have been better off dropping that ball. But let's talk about this corner. Not only diagnosing the play, but being physical enough to bring the big tight end down for a loss.
They need one right now. 3rd and long. That's complete on the tight end screen. And he'll gain some yardage here, but that is not nearly enough for the 1st down. So it's going to bring up 4th down.
When a defense has speed to the ball like this group does, it makes these wide receiver screens really challenging because all those fast linebackers and defensive backs that are chasing the ball carrier, the offensive line are the ones responsible for them, and sometimes that's just a speed mismatch, and they can't get out in front.
So the mistake there, the roughing call on the field goal, they'll take the 3 points off the board, keep possession of the ball, and have it 1st down. Here's Nix. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Second down. Nix. He pulls it in around the 5. And he's into the end zone. Adam Troutman. Touchdown, Broncos. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that fourth quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
Now this, an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He knocks it through. The Broncos extend the advantage to a field goal. It's 24-21. So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. Here comes a return from the 5. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The visitors' offense and Jaden Daniels ready to take over once more. And he has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
Well, really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up first downs without having to get to third down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
On the option, here's Robinson. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. They'll go again with Robinson. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. A quick slant on the money to McLaurin. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
Now a chance to pay off that big play. They have it 1st and goal. They'll run with Robinson. And he will dive into the end zone. Brian Robinson. Touchdown, Washington. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finished it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. Here's Smith to return it. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Back onto the field comes the Denver offense. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. They'll go play action with Nix. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
Certainly hasn't been their best game in terms of rushing the passer, but you find yourself with a lead here in the fourth quarter. No better time for that pass rush to come alive and see if they can close this game out.
So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. Off the play fake, here's Nix. And he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a sack and a loss of a couple.
So after picking up some positive yardage on 1st down, they end up going backwards on 2nd. That sack now brings up 3rd and long, and what most of the time is a very pass-happy situation makes them very one-dimensional.
So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Throwing, Nix. That'll be caught by the running back, Williams.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the 1st down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a 4th down decision to make.
A fair catch signaled, and they'll have it just outside their own 20. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. First carry for the versatile Austin Eckler. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down. They run it once more with Eckler. And that'll give him a 1st down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3. So 2 minutes left to play in the 2nd half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. So So it'll be 1st and 10. They'll scrimmage at the 33. It's a give up the middle to Robinson. And that'll be a pickup of 3. And we'll see a timeout used by the defense, stopping it right out of the break. 1:57 to go in the game. They face 2nd down and 7. From the gun, it's a give to Eckler. Whistles here. We have another stoppage. Timeout called by the defense with 1:53 remaining. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
A fair catch signaled and taken at about the 18-yard line. The home team's offense ready to get back at it. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Now Nick's going to look to throw. Here's a screen set up to Williams. This one going to be sniffed out, blown up in the backfield.
Well, the best screen plays, of course, you want the offensive lineman out in front of the running back. They act as his escort, his lead blockers. But what you can't afford is for the defenders to be in the backfield and get to the running back, because those offensive linemen, they can't help him at all.
Who else? Another catch for his favorite target.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend. They desperately needed that one, Mike. Down here late, they've only got a few remaining snaps to go, and it puts all of the pressure of the game now on 4th down. Let's see what play call they have in a gotta-have-it situation. And right now, this quarterback needs to make his best throw in the biggest moment of the game. Finding yourself down to your final timeout, this is the moment. This is the drive that you have to find a way to extend if you're going to claw yourself back into this game. But the defense comes up with a huge stop, and that will all but end this game.
The visitors' offense ready to get back at it. They've got the lead, and they'll set forth trying to build on it. They're going to do that with excellent field position. 1st and 10. The defense still with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as the quarterback's down to a knee. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So, a win here on the road for the Commanders. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, they got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did, and that was the difference in this one. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. From Denver, good night, everybody.